disaster. It's just an echo chamber in the city council that they're all trying to out-left each other and out-progressive each other and outrage each other. It's unbelievable what's transpiring here. And it's because there is no party to push back.
Well, thank God we kind of stopped them with the bag tax, at least for the moment. Who knows when they decide that.
Because that was out of their hands. They would have gladly ran that down our throats if they could. I get no joy out of a Democrat Party that's imploding. We need two parties. We need two strong parties to balance the check and to balance one another.
Don't write them off yet.
Yeah.
No, believe me.
2018 is close, but politically it's far away off. But things could change on a dime.
Things do change on a dime, right? We've been down this road before. The Republicans have had both houses.
They have a record. I read that they have a record amount of Democrats that are looking to run for Congress all over the country. A record amount that. So they're running on this whole resistance trip. And now what I would say to that is that resistance goes both ways too, especially in places like New York City. So that fever pitch of resistance, we can take advantage of that too.
Right. And we talked about how preposterous some things sound. Was it Trump said the other day, Abraham Lincoln would have lost California and New York. Is that unbelievable?
He was a Republican, of course he would lose.
Right. That's where we find ourselves. We find ourselves that fraction. And I'm tired of reaching across the aisle and getting my hands bitten.
The Republicans have a problem too, though. They need to take the fight to blue states, and they're not doing it well enough.
Well, that's what I said earlier. I said it's
it.
high time that we started acting like we won something here.
Well, we
and
took
we did.
it to Michigan, we took it to Wisconsin this general election.
Well, they need to go to Washington State, Oregon, as well as California. Because what's happening is, with the transformation of the country, you've got states that used to be reliably Republican. The New Yorkers are moving to certain districts in Florida and North Carolina, and many other states I can think of.
Yeah,
and they're changing.
Precipitously
So
purple.
what they need to do is educate people and not allow this indoctrination, which we talked about before. This has been happening for the last 2 or 3 generations.
And we need to negotiate from a position of strength.
Brian,
We need to understand that we have this.
They're also importing
one of the major problems that I see that we have here in New York is the media. You look at the print media, you got the New York Times, the Daily News, solidly on the left. Only the New York Post is moderate. You look at TV, they're all on the left, they're on the far left, and radio isn't very much better.
They're all obsolete.
What can we do to change this if it's possible?
Short answer, I don't think there's anything we can do.
Internet.
The best thing forthcoming is, it's kind of hard for us to see when people of my generation, people of your generation, people of Batia's generation don't read the paper.
Exactly.
People of Batia's generation don't watch the talking heads on the news. They get all of their information, correct me if I'm wrong, they get all of their information right here, and they get it every 5 minutes.
Most do not.
They just keep on tapping.
I don't.
So,
I do.
alternative media, social media, things that seem ridiculous like Snapchat, people are reading this, they're consuming it so fast that
That's fake news, it's fake news.
Oh,
It's
not all fake news.
Here's
But I wouldn't dismiss it.
Here's the thing, to get
hard
onto those media forms, you have to get noticed. You have to be out there, you have to have your voice out there. And they are looking to hear from the other side, they want to know we exist. And like, look, they called me about you the other day, we were on Channel 5 News, well, they cut her out unfortunately, but I was on Fox 5 News last week about Trump, his 100 days in office. So they put me on, and they put me on in February with Batia. We did that. You just got to get noticed. Put your voice out there. They'll look for you. They'll find you somewhere. Somehow, oh wow, you exist. And then you get your voice out there. I'm no one special. They asked for me, and here I am on TV.
Well,
so look, at the end of the day here, you got to get your voice. I think also our sanctity of our vote is important. We have to make sure our vote is protected. That is why it's very important, if you're a registered Republican, to be a worker on election day. If you could do that, they pay you $200. You have to go for a training. You get $200. You get a bonus also, I believe, of $30-something, whatever.
Maybe pay for the training as well.
Right, they pay for the training. So that will be for, it's a long day there, like 6:30 in the morning until 5:30 at night.
About 12 hours.
5:30, that's right, because it opens at 6.
But then I couldn't take off.
Right,
work
so
last year.
if you could do that, let us know, reach out to us. Alan, read out our phone number.
Sure. Our phone number is 347-699-5811. One more time, 347-699-5811.
All right, so I'm gonna leave you with this. The theme of this was that a little bit of effort can go a long way, and it can. And it's been demonstrated that it can. And that's the whole reason the Tea Party's sitting here, because of that little effort going a long way. The other thing is, as Glenn and Bhatia have been on TV and have pursued these avenues to get our message out, we are all ambassadors of our message. We need to take every opportunity to propagate this message, to push back, to counter that ridiculous stereotype that everybody's making of us. That, not everybody, but that people on the other side of the aisle are making against us. And we need to do it reasonably, we need to do it diligently and forcefully. And just don't let, it's so tempting just to let it go. It's easier to say nothing, I don't want to talk about this. I have a sister that I can't even talk politics with. She's completely on the other side of the aisle.
You have something in common.
Yeah, I have 4 sisters, there's 6 of us all together, but I have 4 sisters, one of them I cannot talk to about this. There's no common ground whatsoever.
We have to
Always
change
one in
those.
each family.
Yeah. So that's what I'll leave you with. We're take these opportunities to push our message. Take these opportunities of volunteerism to grow the party, and just mostly keep doing what you're doing. You guys meeting here every Sunday. Honestly,
Every month.
Every month,
Every month.
once a month.
once a month.
Not frequently.
It's wonderful to see this many people in Brooklyn that feel this way.
Please volunteer at those, we're gonna post that information.
Yes,
If you have
I'll get that
opportunity for that, time to volunteer, phone banking and whatnot, you could do down there. We'll
I'd
bring
like
out
to
that.
comment on something, and I've mentioned this many times before. A lot of us older people often talk about the old media, mainstream media. President won because of a lot of the social media attention he's gotten. Also, he's been in the public eye for many, many years.
The mainstream media was trying to kill him the whole
They
time.
were, including people in his own party, mind you.
Right.
But by trying to kill him, they actually built him up.
So what I think what people got to concentrate on is they could do these races in a much smaller budget now if they could strategically put their money into things like Twitter and Facebook and many, many other areas of interlinking everyone. I think unfortunately with talk radio and TV and other old media is going away very quickly. So I think it's great that everybody could at least contact each other through these current, ways of communication.
Yeah, we need to
Which is
gain a
important.
mastery of
Very
the
important. And I think things can be done with a much smaller budget.
Right, that's
than
important.
winning these races.
Democrats outnumber us by leaps and bounds in money. So if we could tap into where money is not the issue of getting the message out there, like what you said, that is a key component, I think, in getting our message out there and to building, closing that gap between the two-party system that we have here and, well, kind of a two-party system that we have at the moment here, that we can make sure that it is 2 strong parties, because we need to make sure the Republican Party is a valuable party and actually has a voice out there and actually can reach people. And that, the old way of doing that was through money, but now, with the future, which is now, Twitter, social media, those are another key components, so we need to make sure we get onto that level and start expanding on that and moving forward to make sure we grow as a party.
And harvesting that support. Like, I don't believe for a second, my parents were Democrats in the 50s and 60s. They're Republicans now. I mean, they would be if they were still alive. They wouldn't change a thing, but today they'd be a Republican. I don't believe for a second that all of the Democrat Party is this far left.
No.
I think they're reluctant to get on board with us, but I think given the opportunity, even if they don't enroll, they're gonna vote our way. I think if we give them a reason to.
Can't back down, you gotta educate people and
Absolutely.
be able to debate them online and in person, and don't back down. That's been the problem for many, many years.
And do it politely.
Conservatism.
And do it politely.
Right, I like an album.
Yeah, there's conservative Democrats out there. There's droves of them. And I think in addition to what I was saying about maybe in central Brooklyn, us having ignored that possibility of reaching them and giving them our message and giving them something to vote for. I think we have a great opportunity to give Democrats something to vote for. I really do believe that. Yes?
Just want to take it one step further, tell me if you agree. If as a group, we raised our profile and really spread what we believe in our message is, that would, I think, would that propel that voice, would that be propelled, would that propel the candidates that we running as a party forward? So you mentioned that the message that we have is sometimes more important than the actual
And the affiliation, right?
right.
I couldn't agree more. I think it's important to get people that espouse the same idea. I'm not here for no reason. I believe that our ideology of fiscal conservatism, of just conservatism, I believe in that. I'm not here because I don't. I really believe that's the best way. I think that's the way forward. And we need to get people elected that are going to vote on our behalf in that way. And if we have to do it by getting 50% of the Democrats on board with that, fine with me. They don't have to enroll. I prefer that they enroll, but mostly we need to elect conservatives. It's the pendulum swings. The pendulum is as far left as it's been in my time. I was born in 1966. Maybe the riots in Colombia in 1968 might have been close to this. But I've never seen anything in my lifetime of masked vandals throwing Molotov cocktails to keep people from speaking.
In Missouri also.
Yeah.
Don't forget what happened to law enforcement.
Yeah.
Well, it's disgusting.
Look, we're in a city now where this could go on forever. So I'm gonna. My mayor and my police. I was a cop for 23 years. The police commissioner comes out and says, calls a press conference to say he's going to pick and choose what laws he's going to.
Not good.
Yeah, that's unbelievable.
He's an
That means the rest of us are no longer morally bound to obey the law.
Right.
That's what that means. How could he get on TV and say that?
Because if he gets to choose, I get to choose. We all get to
Everybody
choose.
does. They were all up for negotiation. They were all up for grabs. You pick and choose, but thankfully we're moral people. I'll live. I don't feel any obligation to adhere to the law if they don't, but I'm going to behave like a decent human being. Will everybody? Of course not. As a cop, they told me that the most important thing wasn't even impropriety. It was the appearance of impropriety. You have to go to lengths to avoid the appearance of impropriety. If somebody thinks you're stealing from the bodega or taking an envelope from a drug dealer, then you might as well be, even if you're not.
Right.
You got to keep people from thinking that. And if the police commissioner is going to call a press conference to tell us all that he's going to disregard some laws, there's not a bigger appearance of impropriety. We're in trouble. We're in big trouble if people are going to come out and 75% of the people that vote are going to vote for two people like that. We're in big trouble. Yes.
Yeah, I liked your comment about the 50s and 60s working class Democrats, middle class Democrats, now Republicans.
Mm-hmm.
When we had the pollster here in January, it was John McLaughlin.
John McLaughlin, yeah.
He was talking about that, about the change in the black and Spanish population too, that them being believing in God, not a secular community,
Mm-hmm.
but a religious one, as well as many of them having law enforcement and military backgrounds. That he sees a change coming there, that the same way that the 50s and 60s Democrat is now Republican.
Yeah.
He thinks there's going to be a change in those populations as they become more middle class, going Republican.
Older blacks and
conservative.
Hispanics?
Yeah.
He's talking about older blacks and Hispanics?
No,
Not necessarily
current.
older, he's talking about
Current.
current.
Well, look, I say to my wife all the time, right? My kids, I have 3 daughters, 16, 13, and 9. They've all played soccer. They love soccer. So I got them involved in as many soccer leagues as they could. And some of them are the church league, some of them the precinct league. And my daughter, 2 of my older daughters got very good at it, and they wound up playing in a Liga Latina. So they were the only 2 kids in the whole league that spoke Spanish, that spoke English, right? You're playing good soccer if you're playing with nobody that speaks English. So I used to say to my wife all the time, I said, we're counting on Hispanics, like what I was saying about ignoring large swaths. We're counting on Hispanics being 90% Democrats, right? Something like that?
Probably even more.
Probably even more, right? Let's break it down.
Not Cubans.
These people are working 2 and 3 jobs. They're working 6 days a week, 12 hours a day, and they spend every spare minute bringing their children to sports and to church. They're Republicans.
Yes,
They're Republicans. They don't know it. Given the opportunity, they're gonna know it. They wanna keep all of their earnings. They wanna keep the fruits of their labor.
I disagree with that. Unfortunately, culturally, they vote left.
Yeah,
They vote left. Look at California, since they legalized.
Right.
Unfortunately, the great Ronald Reagan, a lot of people will throw away that fact that in '86, about 1.5 million were legalized. Hello, 55 electoral votes lost
yeah.
for a long, long time. Hopefully, one day that could change. It's a pipe dream, though. I hope I'm wrong.
Right, but most people-
But when you don't engage them.
You have to engage it. You're
That's
right.
the thing, you culture this, culture that,
It
culture.
could take generations to
There's a
change,
fu-
though.
Right, we've lost them.
Culture's a
We've
very
lost them
funny
because
thing.
we ignored them.
Hold on.
We
Right,
gave them no
exactly.
reason to vote
Can't-
for us. We
exactly.
can't
Can't
ignore
let
them.
it- Right, exactly.
They're an easy term.
Well,
They are.
But it takes a number of generations.
Yeah.
Within 2 to 3 generations, immigrant Hispanics, 60% become entrenched fully in the American middle and working class. That is a statistic right there. 2 to 3 generations after they come over as immigrants, 60% become middle class or working class U.S. citizens. You have a large swath of them who are homeowners, business owners, etc., who quite frankly, we as Republicans, it's just a matter of going over and shopping our ideas to them.
I couldn't
If
agree
you don't
more.
shop your ideas to somebody, it's not going to go. As far as it's concerned, it's just saying, listen, you own a business, you're worried about crime in front of your business, you're worried about, sorry, I come out of a marketing company, you're worried about shrink, theft in your stores, you're worried about, crime, drugs, etc. It's saying, hey, listen, this is where we are, we're the ones who actually agree with you on these issues, come over, listen to us, and see where we are.
I
And
couldn't
then
agree
the
more.
counterweight to that is, that's why the progressives are embracing the illegal
Yeah.
immigrants, right? That's the new
Yeah,
model.
because they're setting us back 2 or 3 generations of trying to get these people to understand that there is an American dream for you. It's attainable. And when you attain it, just like everybody else that's in the middle class, you want to keep the fruits of your labor. You want to determine your own destiny. You don't want to throw all that to some nameless, faceless bureaucrat to determine all that for you. We have to do a better job of reaching out. We have to. That's our problem.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want everyone to give a
Thank you.
thanks.
Speaking of soccer, I gotta run, I gotta pick up my girl.
Can you do a quick picture too?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you, everyone. Also a quick note, for those who would like to be a member of the Brooklyn Tea Party, you could see our treasurer, Daniel Ramos,
or our secretary.
or Secretary Alan Benben. Dues are $10 for the year. It helps us out with operating costs of the Brooklyn Tea Party. We'd appreciate it if you could do that.
2 and 3, just to make sure
And
you know how these things are.
thank you all for showing up. Our next meeting will be May 21st at the
One second.
moment.
Cottrell, what are you doing over there, man? Seriously.
Most likely be at a different location. It's gonna probably be in my backyard. We have a conservative comedian coming, Eric Gollop, just to lighten up the mood.
Hold on. Cottrell over the side, because we've got everybody on the side. It looks like you all want to be there, maybe.
Sunday.
You need some balance.
Not sure the exact time you'll get the email, but
There are.
we'll settle that.
Cottrell's been shrinking slowly.
But that's the 10th
Lawrence,
day.
we got a photographer there. We've got a photographer. He's over there right now.